Hi there, I'm Kathleen Tometz from Doodle Art and Design, and I'm going to show you how to make your own little business with a stationery box, paper, clay, toothpicks. What you're going to need is a stationery box. This, you might have one at home. If not, you can order these online. That's the miracle, and because this is going to be your window. So it's sort of 3D. I'm using toothpicks because say you want to have a desk with pencils on it, these might work. This will be my background wall. I've already cut it to fit. I love brick building, so I want to have a brick around my window. Clay to make stuff. I'm using both hot glue if I need it and regular glue. I love Weld Bond glue. It is industrial, but seems like Elmer's. It doesn't smell. And as I tell kids, glue is not your friend. If you give them a container like this, they're going to squirt it all over. I always, when working with kids, even myself, I put a little bit on a plate. That's all you need to get through most projects, and less is more with glue. And the beauty of glue, regular wet glue, is this is going to hold way better than hot glue. And I know hot glue is instant gratification. It's wonderful, but this is going to give you the better long-term hold. I also have different pieces of paper, like scrapbook paper, to make a pennant, because I'm going to want to hang a pennant for the grand opening of my business. So why would you want to do this? Why would you want to create a business? It's fun to build little spaces. It's also a nice way to explore, even for young kids, what they may or may not want to do when they grow up. Like every time you're making art, you're exploring what you think and feel. And so this is a really fun project. Kids love 3D stuff. Kids love miniatures. Kids love creating their future through art. So first thing I'm going to do is take off my top, and I'm going to glue in my background, which actually I didn't cut it to fit as well as I would have liked. So I got to get it back out. I'm going to use my scissors and just give it a little trim. So you could do any kind of background. I think it's just nice to have it more finished using a piece of some sort of paper. I mean, you can use markers. Actually, for this project, you should have pens and markers, which I don't have over with me. So I'll have to get them in a minute. Okay, so that fits, but now it's just staying, so I'm not going to worry about gluing it. There's my background. So my window, I don't want it to just be a window. I want it brick. So I am going to cut, I don't have a ruler handy, so I am just going to use the edge of my paper and make a big opening that I'm going to then cut with a pair of scissors. So if you don't have a ruler handy, a paper straight edge is always good. And if you're using like floppy paper, regular like printer paper, just fold it a couple of times and it'll give you a little bit of a hardier edge, which you can use. So I've drawn my edge. I'm going to, first I want to make sure it's actually, I cut this correct. Okay, so this is going to fit nicely inside. I'm going to put my brick inside my window. Actually, I'm not, because it will look more authentic if I don't. I have one up here. I don't know if you can see it. My first one of these. So I've made these with all my different ideas, having an art gallery, having an art studio. I've had kids do it, and they've chosen to do like a bakery or a pet store. It's really, really fun. And it's, like I said, it explores it's a way for them to explore what they're thinking they may want. I'm going to put the glue right along the edge. It'll be easier than the paper. And I'm putting this actually on the outside of my window, my shop window. Like that. And then I'm going to put my brick storefront. So now I have a brick store with nothing in it. Like that. I'm going to take this off while it dries, and I'm going to flip it down so it has a little bit of weight on it. And then I never told you what I'm making. I'm making my art studio that I used to have. And so I am going to cut this. I'm going to make a table. So with a heavier paper, you can just fold it and make tables if you need it. Well, that is a crooked table, but that's what I mean. You can make, that's more of a bench. So, I'm going to try that. Let's see. And then you might want your sign in the back. So my business is Doodle Art and Design. So I'm going to glue that to the back. You could use regular glue. I'm doing hot, which I should have done regular because the hot glue sometimes shows through. And then, so say I want to make like a little pencil holder because I work in colored pencils. So with the clay, you can make a little container that will go on my table. And I'm going to use toothpicks as my colored pencils. Probably cut the bottoms off because they're too tall. You can also, instead of using scissors, I could have used wire cutters. So I'm just going to make, here's like my little pencil holder. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. So you can make all kinds of cool little things. I'm going to put that right on my table. And then, as I always say, you can do way more stuff. Putting my window on. You can do way more stuff with time. And I love having like an opening pennant. Or not pennant, like, you know, those pennants on the string. And so you can just take all these different papers and layer them. And then I've got a bunch of these, which I'm going to use hot glue. Move this stuff out of the way. Actually, I'm going to use a piece of paper. And I'm just going to you could put flower pots on the outside of this. I mean, there's so many things you can do. And it will be really, it just will be cool. The more detail, the better it's going to look. And the more authentic. So then I am just going to lay this down. And glue this because this is going to be the opening day of my business. You could do a grand opening sign. You see how you can make all kinds of cool businesses in this stationery box. My name is Kathleen Tometz. I am from Doodle Art and Design, and thank you for joining me today.